Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on Cobblers, where today it is the big opposition preview for Monday's playoff final where the Cobblers are taking on Exeter City at Wembley for a chance to get a place in League One. Exeter, they've been in the playoffs in recent times as well and haven't had much luck, so they'll be looking to get some luck this time. We're joined by Alexander Davison as well, who is an Exeter fan, going to be telling us all about Exeter today. So first of all, before we get on to the game itself, you've obviously probably spent the last 10, 12 weeks at home. So how's that been as an Exeter fan, knowing you may or may not get promotion?
Yeah, it's been on my mind a lot. Obviously, the season was cut short, which is obviously a little bit of a shame. But I've worked throughout, so it's kept my mind off it a little bit. But since football's night was announced being back, it's been on my mind a lot. Obviously.
Good. So obviously, you must be delighted to have it back. Do you think you could have got into the automatics? Do you think Exeter could have gone up automatically if it had played the season out?
Absolutely. I think we were well within the running. We had a really bad patch of form in the last month. I think we lost to you guys. We lost to Walsall away. We dropped some points, quite a lot of points in the last month, which was literally the worst time to have some bad form. We've basically been second all season behind Swindon. So I think, we still had Cheltenham, Argyle to play. Colchester, I think we played Colchester twice, but we still had a couple of big games left. Crewe at home, I believe, as well. So I think we could have got top three. If we'd beaten those two or taken points from both of them, it would have been well within our grasp. But it is what it is. You can't do anything about it now. Just got to, hopefully go and win on Monday.
Yeah, fair enough. I think as Cobblers fans, we're delighted that we got in the playoffs because we had such a tough running and we'd been so inconsistent all season. So we'd obviously be delighted that we're in the playoffs. And obviously after that performance against Cheltenham on Monday, we were sort of like, where's that performance been all season? So it was strange, but hopefully we can get the same sort of result at Wembley on Monday. Before we come to that, how have Exeter sort of got into this position? What's your season been like from sort of start till about now?
Well, like I mentioned, really, from August to February, we've been really, really consistent. We've been, I think we've got the most clean sheets in the league. We've been very, very solid at the back. When we have conceded, we've ended up shipping goals, which is a little bit of a concern. When we do concede, we tend to concede 2 or 3, not just the one. But we've been when we kept clean sheets, we've looked very solid. We've played really well. We've deserved to be where we are. We've kept some tight games, won some tight games, 1-0, taken our chances in those games. I think moving forward and into the playoffs, it was sort of a tough game against Colchester because I think they're quite a similar team to us. But we did a job on them on Monday night, and we were excellent. I think, as were you. I think you were brilliant. I was very, very concerned watching that game actually because Cheltenham are a very good side and they're very strong defensively. Can score 3 goals against them. I was thinking, oh God, this could be a good game. This could be a crazy game on Monday. But yeah, it's been a really good season. Some players that have sort of really kicked on, likes of Randall Williams. He came in last January, didn't really do much back end of last season, and then this season he's just really kicked on. His end product is much better. He's still working on it, and he's still got a lot to improve on, but he's definitely getting there. And there's a lot of academy products that have got more time on the pitch this season, which is really great to see.
Cool. So you mentioned there Randall Williams as one of your sort of danger men. Who else should we, as Cobblers fans, be looking out for as a threat on Monday night?
Well, I've said to a few people, and I think very underrated. I know you guys have got a very good centre back in Good, but we've got Aaron Martin at the back, who I think is massively underrated. Came to us free from Oxford United at 26, and I think he's extremely underrated for the sort of the level he plays at. He runs our defence massively. He had a big job coming in replacing the likes of Jordan Moore-Taylor, who moved to MK Dons, and Troy Brown, who was let go mainly because of his sort of injury issues. But he came in and has done a massive job for us. He's an excellent defender. He scored on Monday night, just, taking more responsibility. Excellent player. Obviously, the main man that everyone talks about is Nicky Law. Coming from Bradford, he is a level above. His thinking, the way he moves, a bit like I can't think off the top of my head now. The winger that you signed from Bury.
Nicky Adams.
Nicky Adams, that's right. He reminds me of Nicky Adams in the way that they, think and move. They're just a level above League Two. So I think he will, he's obviously going to be a danger. And then another one that's massively underrated is Archie Collins, 20 years old. He played 120 minutes on Monday, played that tiny little through ball to Bowman, perfectly weighted, and who ran on and scored, perfectly timed. So, what he has in his locker is, at 20 is exceptional, I think. And we will, if we don't go up, probably get a big fee for him in the summer.
Yeah, that's it. So in terms of us then, the Cobblers, what do you know about us? What are you expecting from us? How do you see us as a club?
Well, I know, the most I know about you guys is Adams. I know he's from his time at Bury. I know he's a danger. I know if you've got a defender as like solid as good or good, he's you're going to have a tough game against him. I know you've got a strong central midfield area, and I think both of us probably lack a clinical number 9.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
We've got Bowman, who has had his moments and he scored some goals, but he's still not. We had Jaden Stockley last season, who, different level, absolutely different level, and you notice that with the likes of Swindon, with Doyle, sorry. Just doing the business, and that's why they've gone up, because they've got somebody who just finishes things. I think both of us probably lack that, which is going to probably make Monday's game really, really interesting to see who sort of out tactics who and gets their midfielders involved in scoring goals, really.
Yeah, definitely. So moving on to Monday's game, just finally, how do you think Exeter are going to set up, and have you got a prediction for us on how you think it's going to go?
Well, I think we'll, as normal, set up with 3 at the back. I think you guys run a fairly similar sort of formation at times as well. So I think we'll probably match up fairly similar. But I think the game will be very tight, as it always tends to be at Wembley. There's very rarely like a goal fest in the first half an hour or hour, because the teams are really nervous. The players, our team, have got a lot of experience of playing at Wembley. The club knows how much it means to the fans. We played 2 really tough teams. Coventry, when we played them at Wembley a couple of years ago, were massively underrated and probably should have gone up automatically. They were that good. And we've seen now that they're, won the League One title. There's no coincidence, and that squad was far too good for League Two and deserved to go up, and we got battered. I just hope that the players remember that and don't freeze, because they have done in the past. But they've shown in every semi-final we've ever played, we've got the fight and determination to crawl ourselves back from difficult circumstances, and I believe that we can and we may well win on Monday. I do believe in that.
Cool. So let's just say you do go up. What do you see happening next season in League One in terms of keeping players, getting rid of players, and the manager as well?
Well, I'd imagine there'll be a bit of interest in Taylor, to be fair. He's done a really good job to take over from Tisdale after the era that we had 10 years. You don't see many managers last that long. It was a long old time, and he built a dynasty at the club, and you'd have thought it might take a year or 2 just to, get things moving again. You've seen it for the likes of Man United and Arsenal. A long-term manager leaves and it can be hard to take over, but it just proves how good a job Taylor's doing, that he's taken over. We missed out on the playoffs by 1 point last season. If we'd beaten Forest Green on the last day of the season, which we really should have done. We'd have got playoffs. And then this season, we've, you know, been in the top 3 virtually all season. We've in his playoff final. You know, he's done an excellent job, and there'll be eyes on him. I think we've got a few players out of contract who probably are waiting to see what league we'll be playing in before they've re-signed their contracts. But it will be interesting to see if we might be able to hold on to the likes of Collins and Williams for another season if we're playing in League One, because the likelihood of them both going and playing Championship football right now, probably not going to start, I don't think, unless they go and join someone towards the bottom half of that league, maybe sort of like your Wigans or your Charltons or someone like that. I think likelihood is they're not going to walk into starting at a Championship club. And if you're already playing League One level, do you move? Personally, I wouldn't, because I think you're getting the time at City. So I think things would stay fairly similar. I don't think we're going to have a massive budget to go and splash. I don't think many clubs are. So it will, again, rely on free signings and Taylor's connections in the game to try and get us some good players in. But I think we'd be all right. I think we've got a good enough squad there to compete with the bottom end of League One and hopefully stay in the league.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for talking to us. Good to see that you're feeling confident. A bit worried from our side that you're confident, because we've just been so inconsistent all season. So for us, it's a bit of nothing to lose. If we go up, brilliant. If we don't, then not that bothered, unless it's sort of a last-minute stupid decision or penalties or something like that. But yeah, brilliant. Thanks for joining us. Glad that you're feeling confident. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about Exeter before the playoff final. So yeah, thanks very much for joining us, Alex. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe if you're new around here. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.